Up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time.
Now do the reading.
What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time. What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? Good morning. Happy Wednesday, June 17th. In the house. What's going on? Good morning. Caitlin, I wrote this down that you were the first one, but Bukes actually, according to my screen, and I have to believe that it comes in order on StreamYard here. Bukes over on X is before you. So, Bukes, way to go, buddy. Way to go. We're going to give Bukes the 10K for the morning. I'm sorry. I can screenshot it later, but I can't because my phone is the camera. So, well done, sir. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Bukes. Good morning, Caitlin. Good morning, MP. Good morning, Card Fishing. How are you doing? What the heck? All of a sudden, you just have like a itch on your eye you have to rub. What is going on? Right? Right? He was waiting. Look at him. Look at him go. It pushes to X about 15 seconds before Twitch. Just FYI. All right, dude. He's calling shenanigans. Have any of you guys tried Facebook or YouTube or any of the other channels? You could you know, could just be there, but that'd be pretty funny though. It's a little harder to comment, I think, on X. So whatever. Is what it is. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate you all as always. Um, yeah. Yeah. Yesterday was a good day. Kind of did my thing here in the morning, went off to work, got things flying on this remodel. We're getting really close to being finished. The owner is asserting way too much pressure. Um, I think I told you guys yesterday she originally was asking me about 4th of July, and then all of a sudden her kid wanted to come up the week before. So I'm working out getting it cleaned both days so that she can be in a little bit better of a mood. But got our island slab delivered yesterday, which is awesome. Big piece. The guys just walked it right in, no problems, which is great. I've had a couple of them that have broke. One in particular where they were just walking it in and just the top corner just hit the garage. And it's just, what can you do? It is what it is. So I try to watch these things a little closely ever since that day. Um, what else is going on? Got the new project. Looks like it's going to be a go for next month. So that's going to be cool. We're just going to do just a little powder bathroom, a little real quick in and out 2 week thing while they figure out if they want to spend the money to do all new floors and all new kitchen cabinets, which will be quite a bit more. So that was a good little chat with her. Scheduled a dinner at her house next weekend. Can you make it happen? Right? Exactly. She was like at first she was telling me like, look, I'm thinking about having family in for 4th of July. Do you think you make it happen? I'm like, I don't. She's like, I'm probably gonna reschedule. And then like my dumb ass was like, oh yeah, I think we could do it. And then next thing I know, she's like, oh, actually, people are coming the week before too. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm barely gonna make 4th of July work. So, but yeah, that's most of the work stuff. Couple of things here and there. Yeah, exactly. I'm a construction guru and a party planner. Exactly. That's exactly what I am. Part-time therapist, marriage counselor, all those things. Got home early yesterday. The the wife and the mother-in-law were dispersing the children because Brooklyn, she has a performance coming up. I want to say this weekend for her dance, and so they're doing like 2 a days now. She's got like a noon practice and then like a 7 p.m. practice on Tuesday. So Amy had to take her to dance, enlist her mother-in-law to come down and take Bentley to swim. But super cool. Brooklyn is super excited. I saw some preview videos of her dance. She's gotten so good, so much improvement since she started at this place. And then she actually was super excited telling me that she's going to be trying out for the teams, which is like more of the traveling and competition side of the dance studio where she's at, which is super cool. So she was excited to tell me that, and I'm excited to see what happens. Good for her. And then Bentley he's digging his new swim instructor for the week because they change it up. I guess it's just like a week class. Have fun with that. I know the schedule, whatever, but it's just good to see Brooklyn doing something because she's struggled a couple of times getting in and out of things. And so I'm happy to see her do anything for sure. And Bentley's learning backstroke right now. So that was really cool to see as well. And then, so then I'm home hanging out with Bailey and showing her my Stoic slime collection that you guys all saw yesterday. She's been on Whatnot the last couple of days, trying to win giveaways, giveaway farming as we call it, and chatting with people and stuff like that. So if you see her, Bailey Ruse, kind of similar to my name on Whatnot, give her a shout out, say hello, say your dad said to say hi or whatever you want to say. I don't care. Um, and and then Amy and Bentley and everyone started coming home. Bentley wanted to play outside. And then next thing I know, I go outside because I'm like, man, they've been out for a while. I'm gonna go check on them. Oh, I was eating lunch. That's what it was. I was eating lunch. Bentley and Amy were outside. I go outside, and then next thing I know, I come out the garage, and my wife is washing my car. Never has this ever happened before, and I almost broke down in tears because it was just such a beautiful moment. I've washed her car many times. I've washed my car many times. She has a car wash membership where she loves washing her car, but my car is incredibly dirty. I think of it like a work truck. Um, and so she and Bentley washed it for me. It was super cool. I loved it. I was very thankful and appreciative of it. And yeah, that was kind of like the highlight of my day, my week, my month, my year. I'm like, is this like a Father's Day, early Father's Day gift? It was very cool. And so now I don't have to wash it, which is great. And then we all took naps. Guys, if you don't do middle of the day naps with your family, are you even living? It was just like it was the middle of the day. It was, I don't know, the energy went down a little bit, I think, after the Amy being in the heat and Bentley running around in the water. And we finished our landscaping yesterday, now purging clothes. Good for you guys. Yeah. And so I laid down in bed because I've been super tired. And then Amy came in and laid down as well. And then before I knew it, we were both passed out. And then when we woke up, Bentley came in and cuddled with us for a little bit, but he didn't really nap. And then when I did eventually get up, I found Bailey napping on the couch. I was like, this is so quiet in this house. It's amazing. So That was a lot of fun. I highly recommend that if you can find the time to just slow down and just relax. So cool little beat in the middle of the day. Um, I have no idea how much money I spent yesterday on Topps Chrome because my email's not working. I don't think it was a lot. I think at most it was like an eBay auction or something like that. Oh, I did buy into it to the moon break. Yep. So probably like 15 bucks or something like that. It was below 50, I would guess. So slowly tapering off as I want to actually get through like whatever's in these boxes next to me and figure out like what I need for my sets and stuff like that. So we're there. Raccoon, exactly. Exactly. I got the raccoon spot. I tried to my goal was to buy a spot, and then Target had a 3 a.m. drop and it sold out. That's crazy. So they just like, did we know about that? That's wild. At least the SKU is finally in their system because nope, still not on my page. What is he talking about? Oh, till that sketch card hits. My goal was just to buy a spot to then offer to trade it to the user Formed Chaos, which I know him. We've met for the slime because he had the slime spot. Although Tom, just pulled me crappy base on the slime. So cool to see that Raccoon hit something. That's interesting. Get some trade bait for Am Bag. Uh, awesome. Uh, that's wild. Yeah, I'm planning to be over at Target. Yep. Yep. Slime's my guy for the stoicism, right? So if you don't know, the whole reason I'm here, the whole reason I've found V Friends basically was through Ryan Holiday and his daily Stoic podcasts. So he has the books all on Stoicism, which I've read every single one of them, have them all. And he was interviewing Gary on his Daily Stoic podcast when Gary was talking about his 12 and a half book. And so I wasn't around for Mint or anything like that, but I heard Gary. I liked him. He did his right hook and said, "Come on over to Discord and see what we're doing on this V Friends thing." And so I went over, and then just Discord was so cool, and then Twitter and all that other stuff, and it just kind of led me down this like crazy ass rabbit hole to where I am right now. So yeah, personally collect the slime. I may check Target after work. Then yeah, I'm gonna hit it for sure. I'm gonna be in that 7 a.m. line with the people hunting those Pokemon and Nidos. Might grab myself another Nido if there's no cards yet. And then I have heard enough people say that Targets, sets their stuff out later in the day. So I'll swing back by probably before I leave for home. But there we are. Hopefully it drops today.
Down
Guys,
to
let's do
the
some
reading.
reading. Well, I mean, we literally just talked about this. It's all connected. This one's a great one. Find your people. We all know this. We're all here for that. I think of you guys as my people. Um, and in the yeah. Good morning, David. Sorry, I saw you there. I'll be after some Chinese DoorDash commercials. David, it's propaganda. Uh, the reading goes into a story about a father taking his son to, I think it was a something about fashion industry, and just watching him light up around these people and kind of get all curious and ask questions and interact. And it's a really cool moment. Like I was talking about with Brooklyn with dance, is a really cool moment to see those things happen in your kids. And that's one of the reasons why we as parents, you know, bring them to all these things and let them interact and try to kind of find their way and find what makes them spark. And we have to remember to do that for ourselves. You get to a point in your adult life, especially once you have kids, and a house and bills and all this other stuff that maybe you're not paying enough attention. And that's this whole month of self care. Maybe you're not paying enough attention to like who's around you or like what's really going on in your life, like how you're interacting and reacting with the people around you. And I think for me, that happened. I was there, and about, like I said, about 5 6 years ago, I kind of felt like I needed to change. I interacted with a couple of different people that, you know, brought me to where I am now. And I'm incredibly thankful and grateful for that whole journey that happened, led me to, kind of realize how many negative people I had surrounded myself with, how negative my family was, and how much I needed to just kind of get away from that and shake up who it was that I was interacting with the most. And ever since then, it's just been like straight straight climb uphill, rocket going upward, whatever you want to call it, of just having good people, good conversations, fun times, so much less drama and yelling and fighting and all the stuff that I was going through. And it's just been great, finding my different forms of people. My best friend is moving back to MK area. Nice. Well, that's cool. See, people come, people go. You get through different seasons of your life, and maybe the people you originally had that were your people, maybe you drift a little bit. Maybe it doesn't work anymore. That certainly has happened to me. I have a rewind moment meeting my mother's friends this morning. Wish me luck. Oh, yeah. Good luck, man. Mother's friends this morning. Well, that's going to be interesting, right? Um, so, if you don't feel like you're with the right people, it could be really hard to make that switch, make that change, start to peter off the relationship a little bit. Um, just lessen and lessen your interaction as much as you can. Sometimes it's difficult. It was for me. Like for me, it had to be like I already knew like certain people I needed to get away from, but I just couldn't. It's especially hard when they're your family, and sometimes it takes a big moment. And fortunately and unfortunately, those moments happened for me, and I was able to make my escape, basically, is the way I'm going to look at it. We found having kids has changed our friends and showed who our true friends are. Yeah, that's a tough one, too. My wife had a situation or two with that where one of her best friends just didn't really deal well with me coming in and taking over, a good portion of my wife's time. And then when we had kids, it just like her their friendship just kind of, takes a step down. It is what it is. When you get married, you now have a new ride or die person. And so your best friend will kind of lose a little bit of that. And then when you have your first kid and your second kid, it's like that best friend person, it is what it is. It's not the greatest situation, but that's part of life. And they were just in different times in their life. She wasn't anywhere near that stage of her life, and I don't think she is there yet either. I think she's one of the holdouts. Just had a conversation with one of my close friends about this. Surrounds you with people who are willing to put in the work. Yes, that's another big one. That was something I was finding, um, in my life for sure, that a lot of the people that I called friends, they wouldn't put in the effort or felt very one-sided. It felt like I was the one reaching out. I was the one like, trying to get together and hang out. And I started to take notice to that and realize, how important that time is for me, but that maybe it wasn't for these other people. And then you get to a point where now I'm in a different friend group and I can see a lot more coming from the other people. There's a lot more conversation. There's a lot more um hey, what are you doing this weekend? Let's hang out. Like there's a lot more of that stuff going on. And so that's why I'm having just sort of like the best time ever right now with this friend group. Like this reading hit really hard for me because I have, things clicking really hard with this friend group. We call ourselves Team Sydney or Team Chaos. There's all kinds of backstory to that. And then of course you guys, my other set of people. And then I have my one-offs like my friend Scott here. He's like my go-to in construction. We hang out. We got the little pizza Thursdays and beer. There's a couple other guys that show up, but not always as much. So it's a good little crowd. Yep, strong language for sure. And I say to my good friends all the time, maintaining a friendship shouldn't be hard. Surround those who are like-minded and put equal to you and your family. Yeah. Oh yeah. Lost 5 to 10 friends after our wedding. Definitely for the best. It was a hard thing mentally to handle at first. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Uh, It is. It is very tough. It's very tough to do it in any shape or form, especially once you've, been hanging out for a while and you've had a bunch of good memories and fun times. And like we said, you go through these different periods in your life, and maybe you're ready, or maybe they've already been ready to move on to a different thing. But it's just difficult to say that. Oh, yeah, yeah, you guys are my people. That's the thing about this, like, this Be Friends community, the My Daily Dads community, whatever you want to call it, the whole and all the little small things. There's so many good people that I've interacted with, hung out with in person or just online. And like MP said, like having people in the like mindset is actually like probably one of the biggest factors for me, because I know that when I'm going through something, I can come here and talk, and you guys will, you know, spout off with your own relating stories or just advice or just a it's okay, dude. Um, and then the feelings mutual the other way around. And we're here to talk about parenting. We're here to talk about life. We're here to talk about whatever. And it's a good time. 100%. Maybe we should all give Coach beard a trim. It's coming. I'm almost there. I'm trying to hold out for um like around 4th of July, the week after. That's my wife and daughter's birthday. So we're going on a trip and stuff like that. So I'm holding it, holding fast. It's getting wild though. Like this thing this morning was just, I don't know. I forgot my hat in my car. What are we doing? With true friends, you get advice versus the okay, cool, but here are my problems. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one though. Um, and then go back to the reading a couple days ago, 2 ears, one mouth. So, sometimes it's a struggle to if you're going to be the listener, if you're going to be the bigger person in the situation, then you're always going to let them talk about their problems more than you talk about yours. But if you're the one who's really needing some advice, it's hard to sit on the other side of your friend and have them just be like, no, yeah, 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 let me talk about me. I like to think it's not bad friends showing true colors, but friends that you don't know how to handle the change. Yep, being a single dad. I don't care to be a third wheel, even if not how I'm received. That's interesting. So, like when you go out with couples and stuff like that, yeah. I wonder. So, do you have success engaging with like other dads, like whether they're single or married, and just like having the like a dad date sounds weird, but like you know, you and your kids and them and their kids kind of situation. Because I get a little pushback on that with the guys in the group. So the guys in the group, they also work away from home, pretty long hours. They're both police officers, and I hear you, same boat. I get questioned all the time. Okay, and when they get home on the weekend, the wives really want to spend time with them and the kids, like all this kind of like a family. And I'm always trying to be like, hey, you guys want to? You guys want to just hang out, like dads and kids go to the park kind of stuff? And I get a little bit of pushback on it. I had someone who I considered a best friend didn't wish me a happy birthday last week, but wanted to know the gender of her baby before other people. Well, that's weird. That's just so strange. What? Oh, that person. I'm a single dad magnet. So how are you getting along? So many questions. Engaging, no problem, but hanging out is different. Yeah. Yeah, I think it might have a little to do with the situation that I just described. Like, um, I think there's a little bit, I don't know what the word is, a little bit of, it's not shame, maybe a little guilt of like the dad's not being around all the time. And so then when the weekend comes in, we're off work, it's like, okay, we're gonna hang out with the wives, we gotta hang out with the kids, we gotta do it all. And so it's, for me, I've just found it hard to have those like split moments. Like even when I try to do the one-on-ones with my kids, either find it difficult or just weird being like, okay, I'm just gonna pick eeny, meeny, miny. I'm gonna take you and we're gonna do something fun. The other two, no. Good morning, Mike. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Um, here my best friend is single and workaholic. I'm always aware to invite him to places, but always make sure you can say no, I'll be offended. But I also make sure my wife understands that sometimes my buddy just wants to hit the golf course. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the hard one. That's what we're talking about is, you know, not everybody in your friend group is going to get to the same place at the same time. Yeah, it's gonna be like, okay, everybody, ready? We're all friends. We're all best friends. We're all gonna go home and put babies in the oven, and then we're all gonna be just besties forever. It just doesn't happen like that, and it's growing pains in a friendship and a relationship. My husband's best friend is great. His wife not so much, but thankful my husband found a way so we don't have to. That's very tricky. That is a very tricky situation for sure. You are a good friend, MP. Wait, it doesn't work like that. I thought I just needed to be added to the calendar. Oh man. Oh, you guys are funny today. You guys are going. This is I knew this was a good reading. I knew this was like one of the ones because we talk about this a lot here and in the friends community that like that's the allure. That's what brings all of us into our phone all day long. Like it's not about the cards or the comics or the whatnots or the likes and the retweets. Um, it's it's just about like the feeling of like a group mind, togetherness, sharing, caring, um, all that kind of stuff. It's very deep and throughout this. It's the community and always will be the community. Yeah, yep, exactly. You can have the whole all the different chats, all the different friend groups, but it's here. There's just so much of it. And you want to know, like I want to see what's going on. I want to stay engaged and find out what's happening with everybody and how everybody's doing. Like it's just like I said, it's you're all my friends and I'm infinitely curious about what all of you are doing on your day to day. You guys get to know mine because you're seeing me right here, but I'm so curious how Mike's doing. So curious how Caitlin's doing. It's always about the community at the end of the day. I don't care about the collectibles. Yeah. Yep. Yep. They're nice, but they can just stay inside boxes and never get opened. And maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Oh, there's just wrapping. I can't see anything. Um, but I am excited. Uh, Oh, you know what? You guys, we didn't even realize this. We didn't even get to this, but I'm gonna close the show. But according to the numbering system, which we just like your points that are made up and don't matter, this is episode 600 of this show, which is freaking wild. I'm pretty sure I didn't add an extra zero or an extra number on the front, but yeah, another 100 episodes down. I feel like I've done 100 episodes by myself. It hasn't been that long. I think I was downloading them. I think Jason stopped around March or April, but it's pretty crazy. 600 episodes. And, some of you have been here the whole time. Some of you came and gone. Some of you are brand new, but thank you everybody. It's been awesome. And, like we talked about this whole time, like you definitely are my people. So it makes it very easy for me to wake up early in the morning, a little bit earlier, to get myself into a position where I can, have a full page of notes to talk about and read these books and come on here and hang out and engage with you guys. And, it's days like this where like I'm scrolling up the wheel, like all the comments, all the chat. Like I absolutely love hearing hearing everything that's going on and talking with you guys and getting your perspective on the reading, your day, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Couldn't do it without you because, like I said, the show would just like me talking into a screen about whatever I take from the book. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like it. So having this conversation back and forth with you guys is the best part. I'm sorry my school job interferes with your show, Dom. No, it doesn't. It just interferes with you being able to watch the show and engage. That's, you know, great, 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 great. It it doesn't interfere with my time. I just have to wake up like a pinch earlier to be able to like drive here and then set this up and then like do all my stuff. That's all. Like I was already waking up pretty early, but I just had to adjust the time like maybe 30 minutes more. So instead of waking up at 4, I wake up at 4:30, something like that, or 3:30, sorry. But I digress. Let's get on with it. Let's move on to tomorrow. Everybody have an amazing day. Great day. Enjoy your people. Search for your people if you haven't found them yet. Thank your people. Tell them how much you appreciate them in your life. All that kind of good stuff. And thank you again for being my people and all that you've done for me in these 600 episodes. So, everybody have a great day. Appreciate you all as always. Bye, y'all.
What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up.